All right, a button.
I'm the next generation of great. The next generation of great. Let's go. I've been building up just to break them down. Got them looking like, wow, who the greatest now?
I will say this. If you were not a fan of Jason Jordan, the gimmick aside, again, I will repeat what I've said in the past. You got to respect the fuck out of the guy because he's putting on phenomenal wrestling matches. And not for nothing, they put his ass in the main event of Raw. They team him up with Seth Rollins, and they let Jason Jordan get the 3 count.
Yes.
And
That says a lot.
He's not bad.
No, and you know what? The whole daddy thing, yeah, it sucks. But
It started
who
bad.
the fuck cares? Like, at the end of the day, it's about his wrestling and his talent. The kid is great on the microphone.
Well,
he's great in the ring.
We're waiting for the day, because you know it's coming, where there's going to be a day that they reveal how Jason Jordan pulled one over on Kurt Angle and how it's not really, they're not
Right.
really related. That's coming.
Yeah.
And it's going to lead to a Kurt Angle, Jason Jordan match, possibly at WrestleMania, in my prediction. And Jason Jordan goes over.
Oh, yeah. Well, he goes over.
Jordan is your new generational Kurt Angle.
He's the
That's
next
what this is
generation
all
of great.
about. Because if you look at him and you listen to him and you watch the way he moves in the ring, he's Kurt
Yeah.
Angle.
Well, so isn't Gable.
Yeah.
Now, see, they
He's
should have
another
done
one.
like they do with the Dudleys and pretend that Kurt Angle was a Rolling Stone and just went around and slept with a bunch of ladies while he was in college. So we don't know how many kids he has.
The Angle Boys.
Right. So they could all change their names and they could all wear their broken freaking neck braces and stuff. Like, it would be great. They could do a Dudleys, but do it with the Angles, and they would just be really good wrestlers. Who knows? This is the War Report, brought to you by TagMeADate.com, the first and only dating site exclusively for wrestling fans, and that is the next generation of great. Jason Jordan's theme here. We got not dinged. Copyright dings would be bad. We are acknowledged by World Wrestling Entertainment for using their music. We will not be struck down, as they say.
They are generously allowing us to continue to do what we're doing, and that's pretty fucking cool.
I mean, you say generously. I think they're putting ads on stuff if it has their music in it, but I don't care.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
Promote
right.
it.
It's
Absolutely.
they made it. I didn't make this.
Yeah, I mean,
this
no
is not-
credit.
This isn't my theme. Thank you, CFOs. So yes, of course, TagMeADate.com, the first and only dating site exclusively for wrestling fans, has brought to you our weekly podcast here, the War Report. We're here every single Tuesday, 7 p.m. on the East Coast, and we're back for another episode. We've got what do we got coming up? The Rumble's coming up.
The Rumble. The road to WrestleMania.
Yes.
Time of the year. I love the Rumble. That's my
Finally.
favorite.
One of my
Yeah,
favorites.
It's
And-
a great pay-per-view.
Not only that, but not only is it usually a great pay-per-view with a ton of returns and surprises, but we're getting a women's Royal Rumble match. I mean, this is a piece of history, you know, that we get to talk about. And I'm predicting if they do it right, it could be better than the men's.
Oh yeah. If they do it, it's first of all, it's such a big thing. They better keep the care and concern in it that they've shown so far. Like, they seem to be into it so far in terms of
If they want
promoting.
it to be equal to the men's, they got to do it the exact same way.
Yeah.
It's got to be booked the same way, and it's got to be booked right. Like, I don't care, frankly, unless it is James Ellsworth in a dress or Santino in a dress. Any one of these girls could win it, and I'd be okay with it. It just has to make sense. Whoever wins has to have something. I know it automatically puts you into a WrestleMania match and a title match, and you get your story there. But the person who they pick has to be the one that, in the Highlander sense, they are the one.
Dude, all signs, all arrows point to Asuka.
Yeah.
You know, forget the Ronda Rousey thing. Put that aside. If
Definitely,
you're going
I
by
mean,
who deserves it, or not even deserves it, but who their chosen one for the women's division seems to be, it's a toss-up between Charlotte and Asuka. Charlotte won't be in it, so you got Asuka.
Yeah, I agree. I feel really bad that those girls, Alexa and Charlotte, won't be in the match because that is something history making and you'd want to be in it. But there's a damn good reason why they're not. They're the champions of their respective brands and they're the supposed best of their divisions. If that's how you look at it.
And I'm sure this will be the first of many.
Oh yeah.
So
unless this goes the way of the 40-man Rumble from years past, but I hope not.
I don't think it's going to bomb that badly.
They can't do one. I liked the 40-man Rumble.
I did too.
Alberto won it. Ziggler should have won it.
Yeah.
Right? That was the one where Ziggler almost won the big one. How many times can we say that? And then Alberto won. And then what's his name? Ricardo Rodriguez was running around screaming that he won. Because he was his personal ring announcer, so he was just going around Alberto, and it's him. They're just two little Mexican guys running around the ring celebrating. I'm like, all right, I could be into this, but no, they can the 40-man. That is a lot of people, but we have 30's plenty, and I hope it's 30 women because that really not just puts the two main rosters into play. It puts NXT and Legends and Hall of Famers and everybody else into play. We have a very good opportunity to see a nice mix of wrestling talent from around the world, whether it's current wrestling talent or past wrestling talent or what have you. So we shall see. I'm looking forward to the Rumble.
We're Royal Rumble's Philly.
Yeah.
Is it Philly?
So it is a very good opportunity for some of the indie girls too that have had tryouts and things like that to get an opportunity. And I'm talking the Tessa Blanchards, the Santana Garretts, you know, where it's a quick plane ride, you know, and they're here, you know, and you can get a cheesesteak out of it. So, you know,
they're going to gauge the reactions, I'm sure, of the who comes out and what it sounds like. In terms of like everybody's going to be over because it's a Royal Rumble and it's the first women's Rumble, but I think they're going to get like if somebody comes out, like I don't want to say if Trish comes back out, she's going to wrestle full time, she gets a good pop, but I mean like if Toni Storm comes out as one of the new girls and everybody pops for Toni Storm or Shayna Baszler or whoever it is, and they're going to go, okay, well they're going to be listening to this particular match, especially they're going to be listening because this determines where the women's division goes for probably the next year.
Well, yeah. And, you know, the thing is, too, they do listen. I mean, think about what has gone on the last couple of years, especially. Charlotte said it best in a promo where, you know, she said it's because of each and every one of you.
I don't know if she said it best. I mean, that was a pretty awkward promo.
Well, no,
she made a good point.
No, I mean, the words, you know, she's always awkward on the mic for whatever reason.
It was like,
you know what I mean?
And we do it for you. For you.
We do it for you.
Yeah. She needed to grow the handlebar mustache and like, you, brother. We do it for you. I don't know if anybody noticed. I'm wearing one of my Christmas gifts because it's cold. I am now apparently a Quidditch player for Team Gryffindor. I don't know, but it's very warm.
I was gonna ask what this was. I thought is it a robe?
Yeah, it's actually like a I can't call it a bathrobe because I didn't get out of the bath. I was sleeping in it, so it's like a sleeping robe.
I just started watching all the Harry Potter.
You're catching up here, Amanda. You're going to be caught up with the U.S. popular culture in no time.
Apparently, I'm very behind. I've watched everything backwards.
You're collecting Funko Pops. You're watching Harry Potter.
I got such a cool one. I got one for Christmas. I got Shawn Michaels.
Oh, the Shawn Michaels one is a good one, and it's hard to get because it's only a Walgreens.
Yeah,
those are, and it's
and
early.
We don't have Walgreens here.
Right? It's that's a good get for whoever got you that one. Then it was a hard one to find in the U.S. anyway. So Canada, I can imagine, but it's early Shawn.
Yeah,
it's like post Rockers, but before the back injury Shawn. It's like a sweet spot. Very cool. And I just got my Bailey figure today.
Oh, nice.
Finally picked up Bailey, and We got Raw. There was a Raw on Christmas. That's
Mhm.
That's a big deal.
they've never done it before. Michael Cole didn't let you forget it.
Yeah.
The first hour was commercial free thanks to USA.
Okay, not
Wow.
for us though. No.
I feel really dumb for not noticing that, Eric. I must have tuned out when they mentioned that it was commercial free.
I didn't notice it, but I read about it.
We
You
had
know, it
commercials.
was commercial free, but you know, that was probably USA's deal to Vince to make it happen because I'm sure this
Well, they're
wasn't
doing it on
necessarily.
Wednesday tonight too, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, and it sucks for them. You know, to have to leave your families after you open gifts to get to the arena and shit. I mean, that's kind of shitty.
Well, Finn and all those guys, like, he had to fly back day before or whatever it was because they went back to visit family in Ireland. Him, Becky, all the overseas people probably had that week.
Yeah.
But wasn't there like 6 basketball games on yesterday?
Oh, there were a
There's
bunch.
people
Yeah.
there.
So
And
people don't
two
complain
football
about that. Like those people don't
It's been, well,
matter. They don't have families.
No, it's true.
the NBA has just been doing Christmas Day games for 70 years or something, I'm sure. Wrestling has never done it.
Yeah, but it's only because it fell on a Monday.
Yeah, it really was only because it fell on a Monday. It's and the commercial free thing is it's commercial free to us, but you know when they go and they do the
Not
breaks,
to Canada.
right? But they do also do spot like they'll say it's commercial free, but then like Jerry Lawler will be eating a KFC $5 bucket or something. It's like that paid for it.
Seriously.
Or he's promoting karate fighters. Oh, I'm sorry, that was
Yeah.
20 years ago.
But I will say this: it was a
Skittles,
good Raw.
juicy, fruity, juicy Skittles. Oh, that was the best.
It was a good Raw, though.
Yeah, it was a good. I mean,
It was-
jeez, you think they were completely allowed to do Santa Claus gets hit by Alberto Del Rio's Mercedes and John Cena defends the honor of Santa again. They could have just done it and nobody would have cared.
For Santa!
I watched that him saying that again the other day. I'm like, you know what? I would be okay with a repeat of this. That's perfectly okay. You don't have to further storylines. It's Christmas. You can have some fun. Make Hornswoggle talk. Do what you want. But they came out and they had a real wrestling show on Christmas. Real, like it title changes and everything. And like I don't know what to tell you. It was an enjoyable, maybe out of the last couple months, one of the more enjoyable shows. Period.
Yeah.
For Raw. Not that Raw's been bad. Raw's actually been good, but this was a good one. It furthered everything, took a step forward because it has to now. Everything matters. Nobody gives a shit about Clash of Champions and bragging rights and over the limit and over the line and roadblock and Royal Rumble, WrestleMania. Now that we're getting towards the Royal Rumble, everything matters, and
Now it's full throttle.
they made it feel like it matters.
Right. Now it's full throttle.
And we had a title change. Who ever would have thought the tag team titles would have gone to Ebony and Ivory? To I don't know what the team name is going to be. Jason Jordan, half the Shield, a third of the Shield. It's not even half the Shield. So it's Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins, and then they should just have Jason Jordan dress up in the Shield stuff and just sit in the locker room. And Roman,
the Shield now?
like Roman just walks in and is like, Dean, did you get a tan? And Seth's like, no, dummy. It's my new tag team partner. Oh, okay. And just acknowledges it, but moves on. Just like, whatever are you doing?
I'd like a thing where they have him dressed in the Shield stuff in the locker room. Then Reigns comes in and goes, "Oh hell no!"
Right? It just looks. That is
Yeah.
If you think you're coming out wearing that, you got.
Well, actually, you have Jason Jordan sitting there, and then you have Roman come in, look all confused, and then Ron Simmons walks in and just looks at everything.
There you go.
Just goes, damn, you know.
Oh, and I know
That's all you gotta do.
I've told this story more times than I can count on this stupid podcast, but I will definitely tell it again because it's exactly what happened here. What should happen on TV happened in real life. Matt Taven picked out brand new trunks, paid like $100 and something to have them made, and he's all happy and he holds them up. And Dusty Rhodes walks by, takes one look, and goes, "No, baby," and just keeps walking. And you could spot the moment his heart broke in two. Like you could just see it. He's holding up pants like this, and he just goes, oh. Like the realization set in that he spent like $120 on these pants, and Dusty Rhodes hated him. He's like, oh, well, that's just great. And sure as shit, he came out wearing a different pair of tights for that match. And if Roman Reigns or Ron Simmons did that to Jason Jordan, like he's looking at like bulletproof vests, like he's holding one up and he's trying to try it on. He's like, do I do it? Do I don't? And Roman just goes, no, baby, and just keeps going.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to have it on. He can just be holding, like trying it on.
Hulk Hogan were a team, and Edge was trying on the Hulkamania stuff in the locker room, and then Hogan walks in.
Or Jason Sensation put on Jerry the King's crown on like one of the 98 episodes of Raw or whatever it was. I think it was 98, 99. Yeah, I'm the king of Memphis, and he's doing the whole thing, like the whole Andy Kaufman thing. Oh, people stealing other people's clothes in wrestling. We should have an episode dedicated to just that, of various times where someone stole someone else's clothes and tried to replicate them. Will that happen for the mixed match challenge? Will we see like Braun wearing like he has the tips of his hair dyed if he's with Alexa, or like will he have will Braun wear tassels if he's tagging with Bailey? I need to know these things. These are all very important questions, especially since we've got Braun
in a hugger shirt. Oh my god,
Braun in a hugger shirt would be amazing. I was gonna say
that would be epic.
Amanda looks like Braun Spice. Like if there was a Spice Girl specifically for Braun, that's Braun Spice with the little. You'll get Spice Girls in Canada eventually too. They're a big deal. We'll see.
Spice Girls, you say? Oh, I think their song "Wannabe" just came out here.
Oh no, Canada. So Raw. Let's get back to actual.
Can we talk about Enzo?
Yes.
He got bliss blocked.
Enzo.
Bliss blocked. He got bliss blocked.
What do we have over here? And there's a fucking mistletoe.
So.
Damn, man.
That the word I thought personally, I was going, she's gonna close his eyes, or he's gonna close his eyes, and fucking Drew Gulak is gonna slip in there and steal that kiss. I was almost certain Drew Gulak was gonna ruin that, but it ended up being Alexa.
Hilarious.
Which was still funny, which was great. I don't know. Are they doing this? Is this happening?
Oh, this is happening.
It's going to be their mixed match challenge.
Oh, this is happening, sweetheart.
They're totally making out in the ring shortly. It's happening.
The girl in me is like loving that whole segment.
I'm okay with it. I think it's entertaining.
I think it's hilarious. You put Enzo with Naya. That's fucking great.
I want to be the meatballs to your minestrone. Oh.
She'll be the one that's carrying him over the threshold. And
yes, in the ring. She'll pick him up. Although she's
put him on her shoulders, probably.
But if you notice, I never knew, because I guess maybe all the other girls are small. She's just as tall as Enzo. She's not as tall as we think she is. Either that or Enzo's taller than we think he is. I don't know which is the case.
I totally have to go back and look at it again.
Yeah, now I have to look at that again.
They're pretty close. Like she gets him by like an inch or two, but it's like that's close. So unless they're all, they do those tricks where she could be squatting or he's on a box or whatever.
Yeah,
we don't really
standing on something.
Did you ever see the Tom Phillips? And he's so damn tall. Every time he interviews somebody, they have him like spread his legs really wide, or he's sitting on a stool and everybody else is standing because he's like 6'4".
That's funny.
It's so strange, and you just see him. And he's different heights in every interview because they keep trying to put him relative to everybody else.
I learned that when I was at the South Fork Ranch. They said that every picture that you see Patrick Duffy, he's not wearing a cowboy hat because he's so tall. If he was wearing a hat, he'd hover over everybody. So that's why you see him wearing the hat in the pictures.
So again, for our Canadian listeners, that's Dallas. The TV show Dallas. You'll
They
get
used to, Terrence and Phillips,
you
I
might
guess.
be getting that one. I don't know if you get it over the air. You get one of those retro TV stations, but Dallas was
Just
a
to
big.
clarify, it's not Canada that's really behind, it's me.
Okay, there you go.
At least
So
she's
Canada
honest.
does have Dallas. They're aware of
Yeah.
Dallas.
I just decided to watch everything real late. Like Star Wars, Harry Potter.
Oh wow. Oh geez. Okay.
And I didn't even actually watch all the Star Wars. I just watched the last one.
No. You got to go
No,
back.
you
That
gotta.
You gotta go 4 through 6.
Yes.
Marty, you've got to go back. And that's another Back to the Future. You'll see that one eventually.
All
too.
3 of them.
Yeah.
You
So
got it.
3
Yeah.
Star Wars movies. There were really only 3 Star Wars movies you got to see. The original
4,
3,
5, and 6.
which were made first, of course. And then the Back to the Future movies, since I just mentioned them, is probably another place for
Okay,
you.
I've
To
seen
you
those.
have seen. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. There we go.
Karate
So it's
Kid,
baby
that's another
steps.
trio.
Karate Kid. You're good after the first Karate Kid, though. They get a little silly. Then they have one with Jennifer Garner, and then they have one with Jaden Smith. So just
Watch the original.
Just watch the first one.
Seriously.
That was
All
the
right.
best one. We're giving you American movie recommendations. We can do this.
American Movie 101.
Breakfast Club.
Oh,
I've
so
seen that.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. All right.
Ferris Bueller?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
All right,
God.
good.
I was gonna have to leave if you didn't see. I
It's
was
just
gonna
like the
leave.
biggest. This is like the biggest ones, like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars.
Hey, you haven't seen Lord of the Rings?
No.
See, those you got to sit through because I know they're long, but they're worth it. They're worth it.
Those are an adventure.
Give
So,
them a shot. Yeah. Don't bother with the Hobbit movies. Those are dumb.
No, those.
Those were
I'll
not.
sleep during the second one in theater.
Oh, dude, me too.
I liked them.
Hey, guys.
I
This
don't know
was
what a
so
Hobbit
long.
is.
So one thing that we really have to mention
Yes. What are we
is
gonna mention?
we did get a taste of Woken Broken Matt
Yep.
Yes.
attack Bray Wyatt on
Yeah.
That was so awkward.
Amanda, come on. You can't tell me you're starting to fucking love it.
It's really hilarious. Like I can't not laugh when it's on.
Wonderful.
Delightful.
Oh,
Like
that's so.
He was playing chess with a goldfish.
Exactly.
Oh, Napoleon.
Napoleon. You
What?
certainly have a complex.
The only thing they did wrong with that promo is I was waiting for Matt to like get in the center of the tank so you see the, you know how like if you look through the fish tank, his face
yeah.
like you know.
Oh, yeah.
Right, I was but either way, it was a home run. But him attacking Bray not seeing it coming, gave us another small little taste.
The look on Bray's face.
Yeah,
He's
Hey,
like, I
you're
don't know
like,
how to
look-
take this.
He even looked like to the side, like at the audience, like, are you guys seeing this right now? You guys you see?
and you guys think I'm fucking crazy?
Exactly. That's the look he had. He's like, you guys think I'm the asshole. No, wait a minute. And you can see the continuation of this feud in Poughkeepsie, Lowell, and a few other places with 205 Live. They're actually
Why are they there?
probably because they weren't selling tickets with just the cruiserweights.
Hmm.
The Lowell and Poughkeepsie, I've been to both of them, and they're like 3,000 seaters ish. So, I mean, I can see why if you had the option and you wanted to go to a Raw taping or a Raw house show versus a 205 show, probably lean towards the Raw taping. But
Well, the problem is 205 is taped.
yeah,
What is it taped after SmackDown
After
was
SmackDown.
off the air?
Yeah.
So
Isn't it
everybody's
live
tired.
after
Nobody
SmackDown?
gives a shit about anything anymore. You know, it's the placement is way off.
it really is because they leave. Everybody leaves after the show. You're not.
I left when I went to SmackDown. I left.
Yeah, because and they used to do it
They
back
put
in
it on
the
at
day.
like
Now
7 to 8, and then SmackDown starts.
back
Yeah.
when they used to tape SmackDown, I know it's live versus tape now, but back in the day, you'd go and you'd get Velocity, Saturday Night
Or
Velocity,
Sunday Night Heat, or one of
taped
those.
first. They didn't wait until after SmackDown to tape Velocity because nobody would give a shit. It's
Right.
Velocity.
Mhm.
So, and they did the same thing with the Sunday Night Heat, Stevie Night Heat. Stevie Richards would come out and
Yeah.
challenge somebody, but it would be before Raw, and they tape it then. So, I think that would. I mean, we're talking about a multi-billion-dollar company, and they did double their revenue.
It would just be a band-aid, really, but still, it would help.
Yeah, it would
Listen,
help
at
the
end of
brand.
day, they're doing it as a bonus, as a thank you for people spending their money to coming to the live show. They usually have the face go over, so they send everyone home happy. That's the reason behind it. That's why they do it. And let me tell you something. I'm one of those people. I do stay as long as it fucking is. Oh yeah, I'm getting my money's worth. I'm going to stay for the bonus match. So I think there's something to it.
Mm-hmm. And I just think it is a timing thing because not everybody is, like you or I, where we'd stay. But again, I'm kind of with Amanda because depending on the time, you might want to leave. You might want to be like, it's a little late or whatever, and you don't want to really stick around to see and all. Well, I do love that though. That's great.
Usually they do main event guys.
It's a good show, and I'm hoping next week. Come on, guys, don't fuck this up. Cedric has to win. Cedric has to win. Has to. And I'm even okay if it's Drew Gulak's fault and then Drew and Enzo start feuding. That's fine. But Cedric has to win. He has to win.
They planted the seeds for them feuding with Drew feuding with him. So that's there.
I think correct me if I'm wrong, but like 3 or 4 weeks ago, didn't Drew win a #1 contender match? I feel like he won a match.
He lost.
Oh, he lost. Okay, he did.
Yeah, that's Cedric. Cedric won. That's why he's the #1.
Don't call him Cedric the Entertainer.
You heard it.
I heard that.
That's a different Cedric.
I called
Cedric
myself,
the Sports Entertainer.
Yeah, but
don't. That's in the universe now.
But that's why he.
This guy is the original king of cruiserweights.
Vince McMahon picks up his phone. He's like, just call him Cedric the Sports Entertainer or you're fired. He comes out in an orange
suit. That would be a hilarious
hat.
heel gimmick for him, though.
Oh, Cedric the Sports Entertainer. He would have to dress in the suits like Cedric the
old,
Entertainer.
The blue one.
Just have a collection of them. He can ask Jim Mitchell, the Sinister Minister, to borrow some of his louder colored suits.
And he has to do Vince's walk and everything.
Could you? Oh man, he could just start doing old stand-up bits. But where are we? So where are we headed tonight? Tonight is Smackdown. Going also on the road to not the road to WrestleMania, but the road to the Royal Rumble, and they're going to continue. The women were mentioned last night. Right. Owen Styles tonight. So we've got the women's story that we got to further because those girls are getting integrated into the main story for the Rumble. You've got the Kevin Ziggler Owens show. Yeah, the Ziggler dropping the title, literally putting it down. Daniel Bryan, Shane with Sammy and Kevin and all that.
Does anyone know where Becky Lynch is?
She was in Ireland.
But she hasn't been on TV for a little while.
Well, she's filming the movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. She was filming that the Marine 6.
Yeah.
Which will be broadcast on ESPN 8.
The O Show.
The O Show.
So she's been out. I'm glad she's back.
Sure, Sports Corner.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute. I just watched that movie the other night too. Dodgeball. But in case Canada doesn't know about Dodgeball yet. But not the sport movie. Oh, okay, good. But we know about Dodgeball. We've got a lot of interesting stuff going on with SmackDown. Just to touch back on Raw, because you mentioned Becky.
Day.
Oh, it is Rusev Day. Happy Rusev Day.
Happy Rusev Day.
Rusev Day.
And yesterday.
Wonderful Rusev Day yesterday, too.
Yeah, I was going to say yesterday was a great Rusev Day because it was also Rusev's actual birthday, born on December the 25th, like that other guy with the Juan.
He was born on Rusev Day.
Hey, Jesus. There we go. He was born the same day as that Jesus character. And Rusev Machka. And you see him he just takes the baby and puts him in a camel clutch in the manger. No, that's terrible. But speaking of Becky, I was listening to, or rather reading a recap of Dave Meltzer and that guy Vinny, who do their podcast. And they seem to, at least Dave seemed to indicate that WWE has already given up on Bayley. It seems like they've given her their idea of what a shot is, and now they're just not pleased with how she's been doing. And I mean, like they said, that their argument was not argument, but their explanation was, if you take a look, she took the pin last night, and Mickey James didn't. Mickey James is one of the veterans that they brought in that was supposed to put over the new talent. So when you're when she's not taking the pin, and when Bailey takes the pin, that's kind of an indicator of how she's fallen on the totem pole. But who knows? You say that, and then next week she rolls somebody up and wins the title. Only because you don't know with the booking, but Alexa, and then we'll go back to SmackDown. Alexa hasn't wrestled a match on TV since October.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Really?
She hasn't wrestled a TV match since October, and she's the women's champion, which I don't necessarily hate.
Right, like she's like a paid, so to speak, attraction.
Right, and the thing about the championship, if you have a championship match every week, it does devalue having a title match, and it blows through challengers. So, I mean, who's she gonna? She would have to beat somebody in Absolution, or beat like somebody lower than her. She'd have to beat Bailey. I don't know. There would be nobody. It seems like right now they're looking at going, nobody can really eat a loss going into this Rumble. And Alexa can't eat a loss going to the Rumble, so we're just not gonna address it. She's not gonna have a match.
She'll just be there.
I mean, at this point, I could see Alexa Bliss the next time you see her actually come out is the Rumble.
Yeah, defending it at the Rumble might be the next time you see her actually wrestle, and I'd be okay with that. It might be against Enzo's girlfriend, which they'll start calling her, of course.
Yeah.
Nia Jax, the new girlfriend of Enzo Amore. I don't know why I always think Michael Cole talks like a pigeon or something, but at the end of his sentences, I always imagine him just going as if he's a very excited.
Vince is choking on something.
Yeah. Vince is eating a steak wrap with ketchup in the background. He's trying to choke, and he's like, ha, ha. And then Michael Cole just goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Monday Night." And which movie was that? With Steve Carell, and it was moving, and Jim Carrey, Evan Almighty, yeah.
My tiny little nipples went to France.
That would be great. Vince McMahon just starts saying nonsense, and Michael Cole's trying to keep up, and he's like, "Shut up, Byron." Corey he's like, "Before you were so rudely interrupted by Byron, go ahead, Michael Cole." And Cole's like, "Shit, I just thought I was going to get interrupted." We're making the show better. Although, if it turns out that the only change they take for Raw is Cedric the Sports Entertainer, I might be mad. We just gave like some great suggestions about reworking the timing of 205 Live and some character stuff, and Jason Jordan wearing a bulletproof vest and all that, and they're just the only thing people are going to take out of it is Cedric the Sports Entertainer.
What if he wears a legit bulletproof vest and it's just stupidly over bulky?
Right, and he just walks to the ring like he's the fucking Marshmallow Man or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be great. And he's like, "Oh, this thing is itchy." Like, that would be such a thing for him to say. "Oh, Seth, Seth, it's itchy. Dad, I need some calamine lotion." I'm sorry, I just turned Jason Jordan into Sam Roberts from the pre-show, but that's pretty much the voice. "You told me I'd get opportunities, Dad. This thing itches. What are you doing?" And the way he says "Dad" is so you just want to hit him. He just punctuates it with this sense of entitlement. "You were supposed to get me a title match, Dad." It's like, oh,
he speaks like the Bellas. With emphasis on the wrong words and syllables,
The Bellas? It's almost like the Family Guy. Everything goes up at the end, like a question?
Yeah.
God, I fucking hate people that talk like that. I swear.
Eric, by the way, Eric, you'll be happy to know I am fully caught up on Total Divas.
Yes. Alexa Bliss, she got a little pig and she named him Larry Steve.
Larry Steve is on Instagram. Larry Steve has his own Instagram page.
He's the cutest.
It really is a cool idea. I think the problem with baby pigs is that they don't stay that size.
Big.
Yeah, they get to like pig size.
Like it might actually be bigger than her.
Right, she's gonna be able to ride it to the ring next WrestleMania.
That would be amazing.
Who has one? Oh, Liv Morgan also has a pig, and her pig's huge now.
Yeah, it's the
He was this
teacup
cute
pig
little
thing.
thing, and he
Is this a
named-
new fucking thing now? Is like people getting pigs like fucking dogs?
They call
Also,
them
what's his
teacup
name?
pigs. Yeah, they try and
TJ Perkins has one too.
yeah, TJP has pigs. Yeah, it's like a trend, but they call them teacup pigs, and the idea is, oh, it's just a small pig. But there's no such thing as a small pig. The pig is small because it exists as a baby, and then when it grows, it turns into a regular pig. It's not even fit in any fucking teacup I've ever seen. These things are gonna be huge. There's your lesson for the day. If you just bought somebody a mini pig for Christmas, congratulations! By next Christmas, you'll have some wonderful bacon.
Dude,
Oh.
I'll tell you right now, if there's anyone
Oh,
that
Lord.
doesn't watch Total Divas, dude, just for Rusev alone, you should
Yes.
watch it.
His
Because he is
interaction with the pig
he
was
is so
hysterical.
right. He is so fucking hilarious. It's
Yes.
worth, and not to mention, like the last episode, it was all of them in bikinis for an hour.
There you go.
Like
If they make Total
Yeah, that's
Machka,
true.
I'm
I couldn't
watching.
complain.
there's a lot of Total Machka in there.
But what
And
you
then-
should do, like, instead of like the next time on Total Machka, like he just does all the voiceovers. He's like, somebody I don't care about says a thing, and it's the two divas talking. He's like, and there's my wife, my beautiful wife. What does she do next time? Watch Total Machka, and then they just cut the.
It's
Well,
so
they're
fucking
doing
funny.
The Miz and Maurice spinoff, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That could be good.
Dude, the two of them are fucking hilarious too.
She,
Yeah.
When he had that big fucking steak, I saw that. I saw that
That was
clip.
hilarious. The prime rib. Oh yeah.
That steak looked delicious.
That
Dude,
sounds
it was
amazing.
enormous.
I don't understand how you could not. How can you be a vegetarian or a vegan looking
don't
at
get
a
it.
cut of
I
meat
don't
like
get it.
that? I just don't understand. It's
Nope.
So
it's
good.
a beautiful thing. A wonderful, good cut of meat is a beautiful thing.
Miz was so funny in that episode too. He's like, they're beautiful animals. They also taste beautiful. And I'm going to continue to eat them.
I don't disagree, Miz. I don't disagree.
Nope. Truth.
What other reality show? Because they have the Bellas one, they've got the Divas one. You're gonna have the Miz and Maurice one.
Yeah, the one with Cody
still doing
Rhodes.
The ride-alongs.
Oh, the ride-alongs are reality shows. Cody Rhodes and Brandy are on that
Yeah, Wags.
Atlanta show.
Atlanta
Wags
show.
is Barbie Blank, aka Kelly, still on one of those Wags shows?
She is. And that's another one, by the way. Potential
Oh yeah.
entry in the Royal Rumble. I mean, there have been
Mhm.
rumors that she's looking to come back. So you never know. And she did, I think, just get in the process of a divorce with her husband. So she ain't got
I
number
heard
time.
that too. But she hit the ropes like shit. Let's just talk real talk here. She could not hit the ropes, and then she did the.
Okay, let's talk real talk. That she was fucking hot.
Oh yeah, she never needed to wrestle. That's the point. I just never understood why they made her wrestle.
Remember how long
She gave it
New
110%.
England?
She did. Oh, she was very nice at the New England.
Yeah, she was a sweetheart. Very nice.
But the line was huge to meet her, right? We were a thing, so
We were a
the
thing.
wait is long, but still,
I
man.
like the way you put that. We're a thing.
Well, we're somewhat important at these things, and we were able to go right to the front, not have to wait.
Hell
And,
yeah.
we got to have a nice little conversation with her. It was awesome. She was a sweetheart too, and she loved the whole concept of taking a date.
The next time one of those wrestlers says that they love the concept, you have to immediately ask them if they want to buy in as a partner. Make them put their money where their mouth is.
Yeah, right.
We
Seriously.
need an angel investor. Money, please.
Help her brother.
We
out.
need to go on a cruise.
We do. We still need to contact somebody. High Spots, Pro Wrestling Tees,
Yeah.
Powerbomb TV. I don't know. One of those things need to sponsor us to go to this Jericho cruise, because they've got the Sea of Honor tournament, and the whole fucking Bullet Club is going to be. Well, I can't say the whole Bullet Club because that excludes about 30 guys in Japan. But the American Bullet Club, the Elite plus the Adam Page and Marty Skrull. Have you guys been watching? Do you watch Being the Elite? Since we're talking about these reality shows.
No.
You should. I would recommend watching Being the Elite. That is a fun.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. They put it up free on YouTube, and there's like 80, 90 episodes now,
Jesus.
Oh,
and they
wow.
all kind of have. It's like part travel documentary where they're like, oh, we're in this airport and this thing and that, and then they show it footage from like the matches, and then part of it is a scripted, not quite reality show. So like somebody poisons. I think it was like somebody poisoned Adam Cole. This was before he left the Bullet Club. So like the mystery was who poisoned Adam Cole, and I was like, who drugged Kenny Omega? Flip Gordon stabs a bunch of people. Like it's just there's it's a weird show because then like they always mess with Flip Gordon, and that's how like they had that thing. Where do you think you're going? Who the fuck is Flip Gordon? And they find a way to beat the shit out of Flip Gordon like every week on the show, and they try to like they made him think he was going to get inducted into the Bullet Club and all kinds of like pranks.
That one was very funny.
And then one time he was like, I just want to go home. And he's like, so like that's when he like he like has this big fight. And finally Flip goes over and he like stabs one of the Young Bucks and dumps somebody else into a trash can. It's like, what the fuck is going on? It's craziness. And then one of the ones they put up, Marty. Oh, this is a story. Marty wants to be a singer. So on the last Christmas episode, he had his first concert where he went up on one of the stages before the show. And then the Bullet Club sat in the front row and Flip Gordon sat in the back row behind them. And he sang All I Want for Christmas Is You. So if you've ever wanted to see Marty Skrull, Party
Didn't
Marty.
they do something with like Backstreet Boys recently?
Yes, they did. And that was also part of people didn't know why they did this at the end of a Ring of Honor show and recorded it. But it was part of the Being the Elite storyline was he wants to be a singer. So they had his Marty Party concert. But the Bullet Club put like the figure 4 and a sharpshooter on somebody and held him in the ring and made him listen to the concert because nobody wanted to listen to the concert. So like they held him down, they held the guys there while he sang. It was great. They have a lot of fun. I'm very jealous of the life that they lead in terms of going to Japan and just kind of they goof off. It's not even like serious stuff. They're just goofs. They goof on the whole deal and they make money. It's wonderful. So Being the Elite that's a fun show if you haven't checked it out, got a chance to watch it yet. But I think something like that where they joke that it's a reality show, but it's so like over the top, it's scripted fake stuff like people getting stabbed and poisoned and all that. If they did like a jokey like ride along, but then like throw in some weird scripted scenes of like Enzo trying to buy Jordans or something like that. Oh, what do we got over here? And he picks up a box of Jordans. Oh, gobble goose! I gotta get me one of those. Hey, oh. And he's picking up all these shoes, and he goes to the checkout, and he goes, "Wait a minute! I already got all these. I gotta go." Oh, and he just leaves the store with like $1,000 worth of shoes on the table. He's like, gobble goose! I don't know. All I hear is Andrew Dice Clay when he talks. I don't know why. All I hear. But they should do like goofy stuff in between shows. I know we've got a lot of content, but they need to show off these guys' personalities. Like Up, Up, Down, Down is great to show the personalities. And some of these YouTube things that they have going on are great. Like the game night, the WWE game night. You get to see how these people interact in a non-wrestling setting. And I think that's a big part of it.
They should make Fashion Files like a thing.
Fashion Files.
And they need to make Ride Along like a little longer.
With Ride Along? Oh yeah, Ride Along shouldn't be that short.
No, it's great.
It needs to be longer, and Table for Three needs to be longer.
Yes,
because I enjoy watching these guys tell road stories and
oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It's two of my favorites. So listen, guys, we got about 15 minutes. I know we have a couple questions. So I wanted to jump into them, and we have one. This is Dan. It doesn't say where he's from, but it's a two-part question.
From North Carolina.
There you go. From North Carolina. How long do we think they're going to drag out the inevitable clash between Daniel and Shane? And is there anyone more underutilized than Finn Balor in WWE?
To answer his first question, you will have to refer to WWE head medical official Dr. Joseph Maroon. Yeah. He is the first and last word on whether or not Daniel Bryan will ever wrestle again in the WWE. And Daniel Bryan's made it very well known in every interview that he does that when his contract is up, if they don't want him to wrestle or he hasn't wrestled, he is going to leave WWE and go wrestle somewhere else that will medically clear him. Again, and we've talked about this before. I'm concerned about the guy's health just because you don't know what could happen. going forward. Wrestling is a dangerous business, and I know the way he used to wrestle, and I understand he's probably going to adapt his style, but there's a lot of question marks. He says the doctor's clear. If doctor's clear, I believe you, but at the same time, you're paying these doctors to tell you that news. So some of them might take a little home field advantage and be like, yeah, you're fine. You're paying me $500,000 or whatever.
I will say this though, if I'm answering the question as if we already know he's cleared
WrestleMania,
then it's going to happen at WrestleMania for sure.
Absolutely.
I don't think you need to drag it on past that. I think they've already been building it in case. So it's an easy direction to go, but it's going to happen at Mania for sure. Anyone more underutilized than Finn Balor? I have to say the answer is no.
No.
They are wasting him away. I agree with you. I think it's a fucking shame. Vince has it in his head that he's not over, which is the biggest bunch of bullshit I've ever heard in my life, because whenever his music hits, the place fucking pops. He's the demon at pay-per-views, which everyone can't wait to see what he's going to look like next. I don't really get it, and I hope that changes in 2018.
I think he needs to go to SmackDown for that to change.
Yeah.
I just think they need to do what they intended to do when they signed away 3 of the most important Bullet Club members, 3 of the founders of the Bullet Club, and make the fucking WWE version of the Bullet Club. Period.
Yeah,
just take all you need to do is Finn with Carl Anderson and Gallows. AJ Styles can stay out of it because he's kind of his own deal. And they can cycle him in and out if they want to. But I think those guys as some sort of club, whether it's the Balor Club worldwide or whatever you want to call it, would be the best thing for him, because none of those guys, and I'd say right up there with being underutilized as Finn, is the Good Brothers there, their tag team, and Becky.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Becky's been used, but she hasn't been used in the right way.
No, definitely not.
Agreed.
Which bugs bugs me. But I totally agree. If they're gonna do this thing with Daniel Bryan, it's gotta be WrestleMania. That's really the only place you could do it. How weird would it be if it was like WWE Breaking Point, the return of Daniel Bryan? No.
Yeah, it's gotta be Mania. 100%. It's gotta be Mania. We have another 2-part question, or a few questions in one. This is from Dan Knightley, and he is from Belleville, Ontario, Canada. His question is: women's title matches for Mania, so many options. Would you rather have Asuka versus Rousey, Asuka versus Bliss, Charlotte versus Becky Lynch, or Charlotte versus Rousey?
Oh, Charlotte Rousey is a moneymaker. Charlotte Rousey is a moneymaker, but I think they're gonna do Asuka Rousey. They're gonna do all these eventually, but I think they're gonna do Asuka Rousey. If not at WrestleMania, they'll do it at SummerSlam, because it's gonna be like armbar versus armbar, submission versus submission. I don't know, something like that.
It could be Bliss versus Asuka.
Yeah, I would like Bliss.
I think you're getting Charlotte Rousey at Mania, because I'm still thinking this is going down. So I'm thinking Rousey's going to win the Rumble. If I'm right, they're going to do Rousey, Charlotte. That's going to be your headline for the women at Mania. I could see them doing Asuka Rousey. Yeah, I could see it's got to be one of the big 4. It's got to be one of the big 4. Now, here's one question I have. Why are they scrapping the 4 horsewomen of MMA versus
because
the 4 horsewomen?
Two of them stopped training in wrestling.
Oh, they did.
They I think they either went back to MMA or just called it a day. But Shayna and Ronda are the only 2 that are still doing it. I forget the other 2's names, but they haven't wrestled recently, and I don't think they've been training recently. So, which stinks, because listen, man, if I knew a WWE payday was coming, I'd just train. I'd work that one match, and then like D'Angelo Williams worked that one match with Impact. He worked the match to say he did it and try to be a pro wrestler, and that's that.
Right.
Just do it. You're helping. Aside from the fact that if you don't realize it's helping out your 2 other friends, Shayna and Ronda, who want to get signed to the WWE, like you being a part of that helps them. I would do it just to help my friend.
Right.
So it's unfortunate they dropped it, because they've dropped all mention of it. They filmed that whole deal, and then it's just
a shame. It'd be such a moneymaker.
It would be, but I think they'll bring in. Shayna's going to NXT, and then Ronda will probably go right to the main roster. As Paul Heyman said, I don't know if Ronda wants to work Tuesdays. I know he said that about Triple H, but I don't know if Ronda will work Tuesdays, if she would want, if they would go, well, starting her on SmackDown, I don't know that she's a big star. Let's put her on Raw. I don't know what the strategy is.
Vince, hold on.
She should come out as a Paul Heyman girl.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. I was just going to say that. I mean, think about it. You got Heyman with Brock. Now, granted, there's a lifelong relationship there prior, but he's MMA also. So I could see her being a Paul Heyman girl.
She is such a big, and the good thing is about the MMA people is a number of them are pro wrestling fans. And if there weren't such a thing as MMA, half of them would be in wrestling. Daniel Cormier would already be wrestling in WWE if there wasn't MMA. Half those, Conor McGregor, a guy like that would be wrestling.
Oh yeah.
So there would just be, there's opportunity, but they love it. So I think Ronda would jump at that.
Well, and I think this way, Ronda doesn't have to speak.
Yeah.
Just like Brock, let Heyman be the voice and just kick ass. I mean, she'll be the female Brock Lesnar. That's because it does kind of fall apart when she talks. She's so, and again, I think it's just because she's nice. She just seems like a nice person. Well, it's a different thing. She's got to get used to it. Talking on the mic is not easy, especially in large crowds. But she's so fucking over. You have somebody like Heyman who's the best in the business on that microphone. I mean, there's no better partnership. It should happen for sure.
Someone on Reddit, and I would credit you if I knew your name, but I don't. They said, what are the odds that Ronda's going to come out and call Asuka a do-nothing bitch and then win the match? I'm like, oh no. Because that was her big that was her big saying against Betch Koivea. She called it, don't be a do-nothing bitch. So could you imagine? I don't know. I'm excited. If Ronda's coming to, I love Ronda Rousey. I do too.
They need to keep her and Asuka separate for a long time, I think.
Next year, see if they built it for next WrestleMania.
Like it's just they tease it all year round. They tease it all year.
Like the whole Sabu Taz tease, just like that.
Nobody has the patience for that though, in terms of booking. Because first of all, the writers, with how many live shows do they do every week? They're gonna burn through storylines like crazy, like they've been. But also, then fans are they're gonna try and play it slow, and then the fans are gonna be like, oh shit, we want this match, and then they're gonna pull the trigger like 6 months early at a SummerSlam or something because they're like, it's now or never. And
I can deal with it if it's something big like a SummerSlam, but don't do it at like fucking
Fastlane. I love these stupid shows. Roadblock.
Well, guys, there's one thing we are forgetting. There is kind of a way that they can tease it for an entire year and have it culminate. And
women's tag team champions.
You have them on different brands.
Yeah.
You just keep them on different shows. When there's an invasion, that's when you can tease it, things like that, and carry it all the way. Maybe have a little taste at Survivor Series. A little something, but the official one-on-one
and then
match
an altercation at the Rumble.
Right, exactly. Where they both go over the top and they fight all the way to the back, and then they just keep teasing it, and you get that final match at Mania. I mean, you could seriously book that for a whole year and keep them on separate brands and just
see. Now I'm starting to side with Vince McMahon. We just spent like 2 minutes talking about how underbooked Finn Balor was, and then we just came out with 20 ideas for Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
So, what are we doing?
You know what, dude? It's fresh meat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're literally never before seen matches.
Right.
Can you imagine a mixed tag with Brock and Ronda tagging?
Fucking A.
Holy shit.
You give them the check at the beginning.
Like him in the middle and
no, you know what that match should be? That should be a finger poke. Just fucking lay down. Just lay down and pin.
Oh no, it would be Ronda and Brock. This would work if they brought back in Ellsworth and they did Carmella and Ellsworth against Brock and Ronda. That would be a drubbing. Any other questions?
I think that's it. That's what we have for tonight.
Awesome. So again, you're
right at top of the hour.
Yeah,
Mhm.
perfect. So you guys are being entered into consideration for our WrestleRumble.com pick'em. Do we have any updates, Amanda, about what the Wrestle Rumble pick'em prizes are?
We do. Santa was very nice to Wrestle Rumble, and he brought
Oh,
us
shit.
another winged belt as the first prize.
Damn.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
But these Royal Rumble questions are so hard.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you
that's
got to
gotta
guess
be the
the
hardest.
entries and stuff. So
Oh, you do the order of entry and all that? Oh, wow.
yep. So it'll be a difficult one. We're trying to work on a bigger cash prize for first prize as well.
I mean, but you're giving them a belt. They're a world champion at that point. Do you need
I
to
know,
give
but
them
it's the Rumble.
I know. Do you want to make it special?
The Rumble.
So yeah, WrestleRumble.com. If you've never tried it before, it's a pay-per-view pick'em, and it's equal parts challenge and a game. It's a game of chance. It's a game of skill to a certain degree because you have to understand wrestling. Although if you're like me, you just pick all the opposite because you pick the shit you want to happen, and then it never happens, and then you're disappointed.
Yeah.
But you can definitely give it a shot. The good part about Wrestle Rumble is you can submit multiple picks. It's not just one and done. So if you want to give it another multiple shots up, can you do more than 3, or is 3 the max? Like, let's say you bought 3 and then later you bought another 3.
Oh yeah, you could buy as many as you want.
All right, yeah.
I'm looking to buy 10 this time so I can really win.
Oh my god! So
Nail all the options down.
So you are now competing against Braun Spice for the winning spot for the Winged Eagle belt on Wrestle Rumble. But we'll announce who the winner is probably the episode before the Rumble, and then notify them. So send your questions into askthewarreport@gmail.com. Kat will respond or at least acknowledge the receipt of your question. We found out, and Kat wasn't here, and we'll this will be a teaser for next week. Our friend in the email who said she was a bigger gal trying to get in touch with a celebrity-ish person. It is Van from Hell's Kitchen. That is the person. So Van, funny enough, Kat found out. She got a response in the email. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So, and it's funny because Kat actually, and maybe this person knows this, Kat is Facebook friends with Van and talks to him. So Van, as far as we're concerned, and I don't know if Kat's told him yet, but he has an open invitation to come on the show and talk about his life with Luna, his mom, and David Heath, aka Gangrel, who is his stepdad, and Hell's Kitchen and all that stuff. Because listen, I love Hell's Kitchen and Gordon Ramsay and Kitchen Nightmares, the whole deal.
All of them.
It would be so interesting to hear about what it was like to have Gordon Ramsay interact with you and yell at you. Like, I just can't imagine getting yelled at by that guy. And
he
also,
yelled at Van for sweating in the food.
Oh, wow. Well, he's a sweater. Okay.
You're sweating in the food.
All right. So if you're listening, our friend who emailed in, he is a heavy sweater. But we will bring up the fact that we had an email of someone who was attracted to Van. They want to ride on the van. If this van's a rockin', don't come a knocking. Hey-oh. So we will definitely. So we do. You see how we do on this show. You ask us, and we shall receive.
Doesn't always have to be about wrestling,
right? I mean, and it doesn't have to. I mean, we are a dating website. That is our gimmick. So we'll see if we can make this happen. A date with Van and Mystery Girl
in a van down by the river.
That's where she wants to be at the end of the night. Oh, we can't get pulled off YouTube. That's the good thing. If this were radio, we'd already be off. But as we get to the top of the hour, we'll do a couple of pieces of housekeeping. Van, of course, is very welcome on the show. We have been testing, or at least those of us with Android have been testing a mobile version, a mobile app for tagging a date. So that is going to be a game changer. And the iPhone app is forthcoming as well. And so, Steve, any updates? Do you want to just let people know what we're doing with the site and with the app and all that?
It's coming very soon. We decided we're going to launch them together. Android is just about finished. And then, Apple is underway. So in 2018, there will be apps for both Android and Apple. So we're very excited. Just hang in there, sign up with all social media, and you'll get current updates. And of course, listen to the War Report every week, and we'll keep updates on here as well.
Yeah, and Tag Me a Date is free to sign up. We got thousands and thousands of members. You can search by zip code, and it's not just the U.S. If you're an international listener, we do it. You can subscribe. You can sign up from anywhere in the world, right?
Yeah.
All right, excellent. And so England, Ireland,
Even
UK,
Canada, we have the internet here.
You do. It's hydro powered by the tails of beavers, and they flip their tails in the river, and they get the electrical current going. That's how you get your internet.
Yep.
It's hydromatic.
It's miraculous.
You have in the outlet, so on your wall, you've got electricity, the Ethernet thing, and then a tap for maple syrup. If I'm remembering correct, if that's how things go in Canada.
That's how we also fuel our cars.
Oh man, you got maple cars.
Mhm.
That would probably be expensive though. Maple syrup is expensive per gallon, unless it's a really good MPG. Maple per gallon, or miles per maple, MPM, miles per maple. Oh no! But yes, tagmeadate.com is absolutely free. You have an opportunity to meet your tag team match, as I say. Find your tag team partner. Find the Jason Jordan to your Seth Rollins. But you can search by favorite wrestler, favorite event, all that good stuff, wrestling related stuff. You can upload a profile picture. And even though, and I've said this in weeks before, even though some other sites like Facebook, etc., you can put up a Facebook video now instead of a profile picture. We were the first. And you can check this out. You can look back and years ago, we were the first to put up a promo video as instead of your profile picture. We still retain that function. We still retain that option. You don't have to, but it's always a fun thing you could do. Put together a little something, and check it out. Here's the thing. I'm on OkCupid, and I use the app, and the app just updated, and it stinks. So when I get the copy of this app, I'm going to make sure it doesn't stink. So I'm going to be fact checking it and bug checking it. And honestly, OkCupid stinks, man. All the Plenty of Fish stinks. They all stink. Try Tag Me a Date.
They all stink.
They really do stink. And we'll talk about this further next episode. But when I put in the search for women, and I appreciate you people who are brave enough to make the transition in your lives, but there should really be a separate section, because I hate putting in I'm interested in girls and then getting a linebacker in a wig.
You Mecha Doppler hater.
Yeah, I get Dolph Lundgren with long hair in the searches, so that won't happen on Tag Me a Day.
Beautiful.
Unless you want that. If you want it, go for it. Seek it out.
If you want that, all power to you.
You can go to OkCupid. But no, tagmeadate.com. Trust me, it's free to sign up. You can put in a picture. There's a chat just like Facebook. You can send emojis and all that stuff. It's a real functional. That's what I like about it. And I wouldn't have hopped onto this if I didn't believe in it. It doesn't suck. That's the best way I can describe it. There are functions of Tag Me a Date that work better than any other dating site. So it's free to sign up. There's literally no risk unless you're antisocial and you're risking going out in public. I don't know what to tell you, man. Sign up. It's free. Give it a shot. Tagmeadate.com. You can look at the War Report's old episodes, prior episodes on our YouTube channel. If you go to youtube.com and search for Tag Me a Date, Tag Me a Date, no spaces. You can pull up the Tag Me a Date channel. You can like the videos. You can click the subscribe button, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to be alerted via push notification on your mobile device that we upload or go live. And you can stay tuned every Tuesday, 7 p.m. on Eastern time. Adjust time as needed wherever you are in the world. But we will be back next week for another edition of the War Report, 7 p.m. on the Eastern dial. We didn't really get into this at the beginning of the show, but maybe we should have. It is December 26th, so a happy Hanukkah, a Merry Christmas, and a soon-to-be Happy New Year, and all those wonderful holidays in between.
Crazy Kwanzaa.
Crazy Kwanzaa. Yeah, I celebrated Kwanzaa once in the second grade because it was like a class, and we learned about it. I've never seen anybody else celebrate Kwanzaa, and if it's that much fun, I want to know. I want to get in on it.
I know.
More people should celebrate. If it's a banging holiday, more people have to celebrate.
Motherfucking place you fly.
I don't know where I'm going, but
Right?
I want to go.
Where would you go to celebrate a Kwanzaa
Go
party? I mean,
there.
we'll find a Kwanzaa party. That's it. We will find a Kwanzaa party this year. Damn it!
A crazy Kwanzaa.
Crazy. You got to say it like that. Crazy. They'll look at you funny, but you'll say it crazy. So sign up, tagmedate.com. Go to the War Report. YouTube, or go to the Tag Me Date YouTube page to see the War Report, and we'll be back next Tuesday. So I hope you join us next Tuesday. Enjoy Smackdown. Thank you for watching. We will see you next week.